Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I wanted to make cards for the 11 boxes I'm sending to Puerto Rico, and I know I'm late, and that's how these things go, but of course this video is going to be into the future beyond today, so it's even later. It seems even later to you than it was. The first thing I did is I made a bunch of 3-inch by 3-inch card bases, so it's a 6-inch long by 3 inches across base. And then I did that in the 110 pounds Recollections cardstock. I had done a bunch of really big projects, and I'll show you some of those at the end because they're kind of cool, that I wanted to take to an assisted living facility that one of my girlfriends works at, and so I'm making those projects for them, and I have a lot of leftover paper. I know you're thinking, what'd you do with paper? I'll show you at the end. But so I'm trying to use a lot of my scraps so I don't waste them. And Christmas paper, you know, it's only one time a year you use it. So I have this, it's a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 piece of paper. So I'm using art glitter glue, and that my other fine tip that I really was loving. I lost the needle out of it. Then I found the needle, but it was bent, so I have to figure out a way to get a new needle. I ordered one from May because she sells those needles. Oops, going the wrong way. She sells those needles that are like 3 to a pack, and I thought that would be the way to go, considering I don't know where to get those kind of needles. They're not just a regular needle, they're thinner than a regular needle, and they don't rust, so those are kind of important parts of that. So I used a die, and I cut out a bunch of these, we'll call them pine boughs. Not really sure what we'll call them, but that's what we're going with. And I forgot to do this the first round, so I'm going to show you how to do it this round. I like my leaves to be different colors, and you can do it a couple different ways. One way you can do it is you use a couple different layers of paper, and you do one paper different color, like a lighter color, and one in a darker color. The other way you can do it is how I'm going to do it right now, and that is you just take markers and you kind of color over some of them so that they're darker, and some of them will be lighter. Follow that? So I'm just going to do these two in this darker shade, and some a little on my hand because you got to have a little on your finger before you're done. Then I have these two that I'm going to use. Oh, that, by the way, if you have these Touch 5 markers, that was a 43, and this is a 42. And people have been asking me if I like the Touch 5s. I have had them for probably a year now, and I really think they work well, and I recommend them highly. They don't dry out, or they haven't dried out on me, and I use them pretty often. I mean, I don't use them like daily, but I use them pretty often. There's that one. And then we have this one. Oops. What would a video of mine be like if I didn't have dogs barking on it? Does anybody know? Can you even imagine what that would be like? I can't even imagine. Those dogs don't bark half the time until all I have to do is turn that camera button on and they go crazy. That's the way it is when you've got dogs. I'm just going to lightly go over these. This is the easiest way to do these, in case you wondered, is to just kind of lightly go over them before you pop them out of the paper, because then you can really control it better. I'm only going to take those 3 out because the bigger one requires a shim to get it out of the paper, and the other one I cut weird because that's the kind of girl I am. I missed the paper a little bit. I probably should have waited for this to dry just a little bit more before I pulled it out, but I'm living on the edge. And then let me pull these out. These dies did come from Aliexpress, in case you wondered. And I think that's plenty for all I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little, I guess I'm going to call it almost like a little wreath, or else I could do it like that. Okay, we're going to go this way instead. I'm using scraps for everything. I have a garbage can just full of scraps beside me because I've been doing so much in the last few days. Well, you'll see it at the end. I'll make sure to torture you with all of that at the end, because I love to make sure everybody has to see my projects. I'm gonna lay this one kind of sideways like that. And if you know anything about alcohol markers, every time you color with them on them, even if you color the same color, it will make that color darker each time. So if you colored something and you went, oh geez, I wish that was darker, just color it again with the same marker and you'll get better results or darker results. And I'm trying, as I said, I'm trying to make my branch look fuller by doing the layered different colors. And it does make a big difference when you use a different color on things. Just saying. If this is the same one I just used, I think it is. This glue should dry clear, so you won't have big spots all over your card of glue. Then I bought a bunch of really cute little embellishments that these little Santas were some of them. I just thought they were really cute, and I wanted to just kind of make it look like there are some Santa ornaments. I think I'm going to go with that. Then I have this Season's Greetings, and this is just a little cutout that I got. I bought a bunch of Christmas die cuts from a site that one of my viewers told me about. It's called, I think it's called Peachy Cheap, and they have really cute, every day they have a daily special, so you have to sign up to get their daily specials. And they had these really cute Christmas dies, and I really liked them, and they cut pretty well. I'm not saying stupendously well, but they've cut pretty well, and they were pretty inexpensive, and I liked them. But every day they have something different. Like a lot of days it's paper products, you know, like stickers and planner type things. I'll link a video at the end of this one that I made last year. I don't know if any of you know this, or some of you know it, maybe you don't even care, but I spent my career in banking and I managed retail branches. So last year I wanted to show people ways that they could save money for the holidays. So what I did was I made this video on different ways that you could save, including craft things, just everything. It was a way for people just to save money, and I wanted just to show people that it's not just about crafts, it's about how to buy them less expensively. And I thought the video came out pretty good. If you want to check it out, I'll make sure I link it at the end, but it gives you a lot of ideas on how to save money with credit cards, and I'm not telling you anything about any specific bank or anything like that. I just kind of go into detail about, you know, like how to save money, or how this time of year, how to use your money more effectively. So there's that one. I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black, and if you've never seen my container before, I had a viewer tell me I had so many problems with that container of VersaFine, because it always slapped me on the hands. I got ink all over me, worse than usual, and I hated it. So one of my viewers said, why don't you go to the distress websites and buy the blanks. This is called a blank, where you don't have any ink in it, and then use your re-inker for your VersaFine Onyx Black, and that will make it so that you can have your ink pad work for you and not get ink all over you. I love it. I've used it. It's probably a couple years I've had it. And this sentiment is an old Stampin' Up one that says, "May your holidays sparkle, shimmer, and shine with joy." I like those. I thought that was pretty. Okay, so let me show you the other ones I made for this grouping. So here's the one we just saw, I just made. And then here's one that says joy. All I did was I took gold wire and I glued it to the back of the card, and then I put leftover paper and joy using one of the, it was a garland strand that I cut up and used for these other pieces, and I tied a little bell on. That's that one. Then this one I layered 3/4 inch pieces of paper. These were the ones that I used in other projects. Then I had a tag that I cut down, and I just laid a little bit of red paper and then little red string, and that's that one. Then this one is one of my favorites. I used a punch from Stampin' Up that's old and the matching stamp, and layered it on red foil paper and put this little ribbon on with glue. Then this one I used the Merry Christmas die and layered the papers again. I think there's only 2 of these that are really similar with the background paper, I mean. Then I did another with that background paper, but I did it in a starburst, and I used, this is a Stampin' Up punch, and I just put the joy through it in gold with a red middle to it. Then I used the same joy on this one, and I used one of those embellishments. I bought those little embellishments from Aliexpress, in case you care, and I really like them. They're really cute, if you can see that. I think they're really, really cute. Then I made this one that is the same ornament punches, but I punched them out of gold foil paper and layered them on the red foil paper. Well, no, that was gold glitter paper, sorry. And then I had these kind of rows of these beads that I just put across there. That was real simple. And then here's my big one. I have a bunch of these ornaments, and you'll see these in the big project that I'll show you, and I thought they were really cool, and I wondered if they would fit in a card. Now when you send that in the mail, obviously you're gonna have to send it in a puffy envelope, but in my case, since I'm sending mine in boxes, you know, with all the things I'm sending, it's not going to be that big of a deal because of that. And now this gold foil paper gets any kind of thumbprints, fingerprints, anything. You have to wipe it off often because you get those little smudges on it. Then one of my last ones is this one where I just took foil and I punched a bunch of brads through it, and I put the foil up on foam tapes so that I had room for my brad backs in there, and I thought it came out kind of cute. And then on the inside it says, "May your holidays sparkle, shimmer, and shine with joy." So that's that one. Let me put all those off to the side, and I will get the big projects and show them to you. So the first one I made, keep in mind these are to go on either a door of someone's room in assisted living, or they can put them in their room. I don't know if you can see it that way, but this is their picture frames, so they can sit that way, or they can lay down. So, or, well, I mean, hang on the door. This one is going to have to go on someone's dresser, but I thought that was cute. I bought this little mouse at a garage sale. I do that all summer long. I buy things like that at garage sales because I know I'm going to be doing these for people, and I want to make sure I have a lot of it. So I end up with a lot of stuff, way more than I ever need. So that's the first one. Then this is probably one of my favorites. This is a bird, if you can see her, but it's a bird that I glued her onto the front of the frame, and the leaf, the ivy, is also glued in the front, and then inside the glass is the doily with paper, and then on the frame. Now these frames all stand, and you know, you can do whatever, but I love this one. I think that one's adorable, if I have to say so myself, just because of the little birdie. Now this is one that I took a lot of time with. Hopefully you can see that one pretty well. It's an 8 by 10. I put those little beads. It was a frame that was, in the inside it was layered so that it has a gap so that I could put bigger, you know, thicker things inside. So I bought this green wreath thing. I bought the green wreath at the Dollar Tree, and then I don't know how to get that to avoid all the lights on it. And then I took some Nouveau crystal drops and colored the berries and colored the bow. And then these are little pearls that I just stuck on there. And those pearls, I had to put glue underneath them because the glitter paper didn't want to hold the backing for those little pearls. But I thought that one came out kind of cute. This one is very, very simple and so easy to make. All you do is you take some foil paper and you just glue an ornament to the outside of the frame. As long as the frame matches the ornament, I think it really looks nice. Then this one it's another one of those ones that is deep, so I could put thick things inside. So I cut more of those snowflakes off of that garland and put them in the inside. Then I put 2 deer in the inside, and 2 deer are actually, I don't know if you can see that, 2 deer are actually glued to the glass outside. So it made it even more dimensional. Hope you can see that. I made this one, and here's a word to the wise. That foil paper, if you have hot glue, it I don't know, it makes it look like it's got like fog from a window. That's permanent. I put that on yesterday. I was really disappointed that that happened, and I'm thinking I might have to maybe glue some of these over those, and I'll probably do that because I don't like the look of these 4 spots. They look odd. So this, I got this decoration at the Dollar Tree. Then I glued the bell and these 2 little silver bells, or 3 silver bells in there so that it looked a little bit better. Then the red doily is under the glass, as is the blue foil paper, and then this is glued to the top of the glass. I made a video of me making these last year, so if you want to see the process, it's not hard at all. Then there's this one where I took ribbon and laid the ribbon in 3 rows on the red foil paper, and the ribbon has, I don't know if you can see how it has the green and red right on the foil, or on the ribbon. And then I just glued the angel to the outside of the little black frame, and I thought that one came out pretty good. I know there's a lot of men in retirement homes, so I don't want to have things that are all really girly. So that's what the deer are all about. I wanted to make sure that there were some that, you know, kind of stood out as more masculine. And that one was just a matter of taking the 2 of those snowflake ornaments and putting them under the glass on this Noel paper. And then the deer is glued on top of the glass. And the frames I got at Dollar Tree, at garage sales, at Salvation Army, you name it. I just pick up whenever I find a really inexpensive frame, I get it. And this is another like that that's more masculine. It has the burlap that I put on the paper that I just used on that little card we made. And that's why I had leftover paper, because this is an 8 by 10 frame, and so that's 12 by 12 paper, and I just cut the rest off. So anyway, I just put the burlap over that to make it more masculine, and because it kind of matched with the goldish color in the background. And then I put the deer on the outside of the glass. So those are my projects that I've been working on, and there is the card that we made today. I hope you enjoyed this and that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell a friend about me on social media, because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.